guys, welcome to this impromptu intro. I am editing Stas. You might remember me from the last video when I told you we were making this into 2 parts. So this is the intro for part 2. I'm so excited to share the second half of these topics with you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on a video every time I post. And yeah, let's get into part 2. Okay, the next mistake I personally made was not consuming meat and dairy products. So for a hot minute of my life, I was vegan. No shame if you want to be vegan. Do you, okay? I'm just saying, like, for me and what I've learned, it is definitely not the right choice for me, and also based on the research I've done, I personally don't think it's the healthiest option for me with my hormones. So even after I was vegan, I really was not eating, really my whole life, I really haven't eaten a lot of meat products, and any dairy products I was consuming was not high quality. So yeah, this is really the first year that I have really eaten quality, like really quality meat products and dairy products, and I have never felt so good in my life. Like, this has been, especially getting off of my anti-anxiety, antidepressant medications around April. The fact that it's only been about 6 months and I already feel as good as I do, like, usually it can take a lot longer, since I was on those for so many years, to start feeling good again. And I really think the quality meat and dairy has had a huge impact on that recovery. I'm gonna make a whole nother video about the benefits of certain things of what I'm doing, like what I was telling you about earlier. So I'm not gonna go into the big details of why this is so important to me in healing my hormones, but let's just say there are so many vitamins, and like, meat and dairy of high quality is so vitamin and mineral rich, and our bodies, it is so bioavailable to our bodies that our body just soaks it up and tends to thrive. So that is why I eat what I do, and now, but I wasn't for a long time, and I wish I could go back and tell my past self these things. That's why I'm making this video, just so you have this information. The next mistake I made, kind of going into that, was not eating enough protein. So protein supports blood sugar. It's necessary for hormone production and is needed to support the immune system and metabolic system. And I know that there is plant-based protein. I was reading something today about it. I don't have enough info on it to talk about it right now, but there is a reason that I have found that animal protein is superior than plant protein, and that is why I choose it from the research I've done. So some examples of this would be quality ground beef, salmon, bacon, eggs, collagen, tilapia. Those are some of the things that I consume. Oysters are also really good. Chicken is good. It depends kind of what part of the chicken you're eating. It's not like you're gonna go wrong by eating chicken. It's just like, for instance, the chicken breast has few nutrients compared to like chicken livers. Now, I'm not gonna eat chicken livers, but like, there is a stark contrast between that. So there are different parts of the animal that are higher in nutrition and minerals than other parts. But like, it's still fine to have. I'm just saying, that's why I don't have a lot of chicken, because I don't like it anyway. And the next mistake I made was not eating enough in general. So this also causes blood sugar imbalance if you are drastically under eating. I was drastically under eating for years, and I would like completely roller coaster it. Like, I would eat like literally like 700 calories, and then like 2,000 calories, and then 1,000 calories, and 500 calories, and 5,000 calories. Like, it was just my body, my poor body. But the point being, overall, the average, I was very much under eating, and yeah, it's not a good time. Like, guys, please feed your body. Please feed your body. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but the recommended amount of calories to sustain a 2-year-old toddler's like being like a child, like let's even go like a 4-year-old child, is 1,200 calories. So if you are a full-grown adult eating 1,200 calories or less, please do your research, but also please eat more. Please eat more food. But yeah, I was drastically under eating for a long time. It can hurt the production of your hormones, which hurts your metabolism and the rest of your other hormones. And it's not good. It causes that stress hormone again. So you're in the survival mode. You hold on to fat, actually. It's not great. Okay, next mistake I made was when I cut fats. So when I was vegan, I was doing a high carb, low fat diet. I mean, you do you guys, but I learned some things that I will never go back to in that. Specifically saturated fats. So earlier I was talking about unsaturated fats, which is the PUFAs. Now we're talking about saturated fats, which they have a single bond, and they are kind of like your fats that tend to solidify when they're not heated. So like your butter or coconut oil actually is a saturated fat. By the way, coconut does not fall into the PUFA, even though it has nut in the name, because I think it technically classifies as a fruit. But coconut actually is like bomb for your body. Like it is so good for your body. Specifically coconut oil, coconut water, coconut milk, all that. But yeah, so that is technically actually a saturated fat. But things like bacon, fat, lard, ghee, butter, again, good sources. This does not include margarine. This does not include vegetable oils, or like I can't believe it's not butter. Yeah, that's because it's all PUFAs and vegetable canola oils that are actually not doing good for your body. So anyway, saturated fats, even though we've been led to believe for years and years and years that that is the bad thing, it's looking like actually that is the best kind of fat. So let me read you some things. So this kind of fat supports blood sugar, which boosts your metabolism and is the backbone of all our cells. Everyone seems to be afraid of cholesterol, but actually cholesterol is the very material needed to make important hormones. So keep that in mind. It also supports liver detoxification, which is important for detoxing excess estrogen. So having saturated fats in your diet, like a quality butter, quality coconut oil, quality lard, quality bacon oil, whatever, can actually really help your liver detox some of that excess estrogen, which can help you have less painful periods, can help you with fertility, that kind of stuff. Okay. This one isn't really this is like if you struggle with this, because I never struggled with not eating enough carbs. I've always loved carbs. I probably didn't eat the right quality kind of carbs, but I never struggled with eating carbs. But I just wanted to put this in here so that you didn't think I only eat fats and proteins. Carbs are important too. You want fats, proteins, and carbs for proper hormone function and stuff like that. So that being said, I just wanted to throw that out there. That wasn't a mistake I made because I've always loved carbs, but in case you're wondering, yes, I consume a lot of carbs. Okay, so the next mistake I made was living by caloric intake, like measuring my food by caloric intake, by calories, instead of by macro, micro, and mineral intake. So yeah, what I mean by all this is I was only worried about like, how many calories is this, how many that. I didn't care about the vitamins it had, the minerals it had. I didn't care. I mean, I kind of cared about the macronutrients in the wrong way. Like, oh, this is too many carbs or whatever. Or wow, it has all protein and no carbs, which actually you want to have your protein with carbs. So keep that in mind. Anyway, but I wasn't focusing on pretty much the most important parts. I was only focusing on literally the least important part, which was the calorie intake. So please hear me, nutrient-dense food far outweighs your calories that it has. Like, nutrient density is the most important thing when you're fueling your body with food. Quality, heavy whipping cream, full-fat milk, and butter are high-calorie foods, but they are some of the best possible foods that I have found for ingesting when you're healing your hormones and your metabolic state. Minerals are actually what fuel your metabolism, and your metabolism and your hormones are directly linked, like we've talked about. So you really do want to focus on your minerals when you're trying to heal your hormones. I encourage you to focus on your quality of food. more than the calories, like how calorically dense it is for a while. I just challenge you to do that. I encourage you to do that. Like really pay attention to the nutrients in the foods you're eating. I'm telling you right now, I would rather never be a size 2 or even a 4 or even a 6. Like I would rather never be that again, but have healthy hormones and a healthy metabolism. Hands down, would rather have that. Okay, there's only 2 more I have to talk about. The next one, the mistake I was making for a while was drinking coffee before I ate food. So again, this goes within the morning when you wake up and the first thing you want is coffee, because the caffeine in it, from my understanding, again, spikes that stress hormone and causes your blood sugar to go out of whack. You're in that starvation mode again. It can also suppress your appetite, which isn't a good thing. We want to have an appetite. That means our hormones are working properly. So yeah, you want to ideally eat something either before you have coffee or with your coffee. So even if you're eating your breakfast while sipping your coffee, from my research that I've done, like that seems to be fine too. But you want to be fueling your body with energy before or during while you're having that like caffeine boost. Like coffee actually isn't bad for you. I would encourage you to have like a quality creamer with it, like a heavy whipping cream that is like organic and stuff like that. Or I actually just recently made a dupe for the Cinnabon creamer. It's so good. I mean, it's pretty high in sugar, but I was at least able to use coconut sugar and buy everything like organic and stuff like that. So anyway, I would just encourage you to try to fill your coffee with good things. You can put coconut oil in it. You can, there's lots of things you can do. So the last point I want to make, the mistake I was making, was I was just blindly taking supplements from Walmart. I didn't care about the quality. I didn't care if I even needed the supplements. I just decided that I needed them all and that was the healthy choice and to get them all. But you really do want high quality supplements if you're gonna take any at all. Really, what you should be focusing on is trying to get your minerals and your nutrition from food first. Trying to get it as much as you can just from foods that you consume, because that's gonna be the most bioavailable because it's in the most natural state. But if you have to supplement with something, like magnesium usually has to be supplemented in some way because we are pretty much severely lacking in magnesium just as a society, then you want it to be really high quality. That's why I love Perfect Supplements so much. They're not actually sponsoring this video, but I really do love them. I trust them. And it's kind of one of those things of like, if you know you're lacking in something, like magnesium for instance, or something like that, and then you take a supplement that is full of really synthetic, gross things that are not even bioavailable for your body, at best you're wasting money, and at worst, it's actually hurting you. So it's important to make sure you're getting some good quality supplements. I'm sure Perfect Supplements, I'm sure there's more than just Perfect Supplements, but they're the best ones I've tried. So I will have that link down below, by the way. My code still works, I believe, to get 10% off, I think. Maybe more. It might be more. I'll put it down below. And you also don't want to take supplements that you don't need. So for instance, I was led to believe for a really long time that I was iron deficient. And this was only because I had painful periods and they were pretty heavy. And so I don't know if it was my mom or my doctor or whatever was like, oh, then you're probably iron deficient. But then and was just like, let's put you on a supplement. I think it was my doctor. But I was like, no, I want to be tested first. And the blood work came back as totally normal for my iron. And I now know that I wasn't actually iron deficient. It was my excess estrogen causing those painful periods. So when I was able to attack that root cause instead, it helped with the rest of it. And the problem is with iron deficiency being just kind of lacklusterly plastered on people without actually testing or having any signs of iron deficiency, is that most of us in I don't know if it's just America, maybe the whole world, but most of us actually have too much iron in our system. There are iron fortified foods everywhere. You can probably look at your cereal box and see iron in it, or your oatmeal or whatever. There's iron added to everything, and we tend to actually be lacking copper, which copper is necessary to, I think, help balance out or neutralize the iron, because our body does need iron, but far less than we actually think it does. It actually needs more copper than we realize. And a lot of these iron fortified foods actually deplete our copper. So all that being said, you want to look into like what you actually need. Do your homework. I know it seems like a lot of work, but this is the only body you're gonna get this side of eternity, am I right? You might as well put in the research for it. So there's lots of ways you can look up even symptoms of iron deficiency, or symptoms of iron, like too much iron, or, you know, insert mineral here. You know, signs of lack of magnesium or too much magnesium, all that stuff. Like, I encourage you to do your research. And like I said, I'm gonna have a bunch of accounts down below on Instagram where they put so much information. And these people aren't just like random people. Like, most of them are nutritionists, or they're really incredible researchers when it comes to this stuff. I highly recommend you check all of them out. But I love you guys so, so much. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, because I won't make these if, you know, you guys don't like them. It's a passion of mine, and I really love researching it. But yeah, if you hate it, then let me know. But seriously, I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.